The rain had been pouring for hours, blurring the small town's streets into rivers of reflection. Officer Daniel Hayes, a quiet man in his late 30s, was sitting in his patrol car near Main Street, nursing his third cup of lukewarm coffee. It was one of those nights, slow, cold, and lonely. He was about to turn the ignition when a small figure appeared in his headlights, a little girl, no older than 7, running barefoot through the rain. Her hair was drenched, her face streaked with tears. She slammed her tiny palms against his window, gasping for air. "Please, sir, you have to come with me. Please." Daniel immediately stepped out, crouching beside her. Hey, it's okay. What happened, sweetheart?" She was trembling so hard her words came out broken. My mommy, she's not moving. Please follow me home." His heart dropped. "Where do you live?" She pointed toward the dark road at the edge of town. Without another word, Daniel radioed for backup and scooped the girl into his arms. She clung to him as he ran to his cruiser. As the siren sliced through the storm, Daniel couldn't help but feel something familiar in the girl's terrified eyes, something that reminded him of his own daughter, Emma, who had died 3 years ago in a car crash. When they reached the old, sagging house at the end of Birch Lane, Daniel's flashlight revealed peeling paint, shattered windows, and a broken front door barely hanging on its hinges. The smell of damp wood and silence filled the air. The girl led him inside, whispering, "Mommy's in the kitchen." Daniel rushed in, and froze. A woman lay collapsed on the floor beside an overturned chair. A faint pulse, empty pill bottles nearby. "Dispatch, I need an ambulance immediately." He shouted into his radio, his hands already checking her vitals. "She's breathing, but it's weak." The little girl tugged on his sleeve, sobbing. "Please don't let my mommy die. She didn't mean to take the sleepy medicine. She just said she was tired." Daniel swallowed hard. "Hey, look at me," he said softly. "She's going to be okay, I promise. You did the right thing calling for help." The ambulance arrived within minutes. As the paramedics worked, the little girl refused to let go of Daniel's hand. When they finally loaded her mother onto the stretcher, the paramedic turned to him and whispered, "You got here just in time. Another 10 minutes and she wouldn't have made it." Daniel exhaled deeply, feeling a weight lift from his chest. The little girl looked up at him with tear-filled eyes. "Thank you, Mr. Police," she said in a trembling voice. "I prayed someone would listen." He knelt down and smiled gently. "You were brave, kiddo. You saved your mom tonight." As they rode behind the ambulance, Daniel couldn't stop glancing at her. She sat quietly, clutching his jacket. The way she held on reminded him of nights when Emma used to fall asleep on his lap, trusting that her daddy would make everything okay. At the hospital, doctors confirmed the mother would recover. Exhaustion, anxiety, and untreated depression, that's what had driven her to the edge. When Daniel went to check on the girl, she was sitting alone in the waiting area, drawing something on a hospital notepad. "What are you making there?" he asked. She looked up shyly and turned the page around. It was a crayon drawing of her mother, and him. A man in a police uniform standing beside them, holding their hands. Above it, in shaky letters, she had written, "My angel in the rain." Something in Daniel's heart broke and healed at the same time. A nurse approached. "She doesn't have any other family listed," she said quietly. "We'll need social services to step in until her mom recovers." Daniel nodded, but as he looked at the little girl again, something inside him whispered no. That night, when he drove home, the sound of her tiny voice wouldn't leave his mind. "Please follow me home." It wasn't just a cry for help, it was a prayer. 2 weeks later, Daniel stood again in that same hospital room. The mother, pale but smiling, sat up in bed. The girl ran to him the moment he walked in. Her mother's eyes filled with tears. "Officer Hayes, I don't know how to thank you. You saved my life, and you gave my daughter hope when I couldn't." Daniel smiled gently. "You don't owe me anything. You've got a second chance, both of you." As he turned to leave, the little girl ran up and slipped something into his hand. It was her drawing, now laminated and cut neatly at the edges. "Keep it," she said softly, "so you don't forget me." Daniel crouched down and hugged her tight. "I won't," he whispered. Months later, he framed that drawing on his desk at the station. Whenever his days felt heavy, he'd look at the crayon sky, the smiling faces, and remember that sometimes, angels don't have wings. Sometimes, they run barefoot through the rain, crying for help, and lead you right where you're meant to be.